There used to be a time where I was a procrastinating, lazy, comfortable living life as like a below average guy. And at some point that switch flipped and I ended up becoming disgusted with the idea of being lazy and not doing anything. And in today's video, I want to show you exactly how I did it so that not only will you start to take the initiative to work hard for your goals, but it'll feel so automatic that you become disgusted with the idea of not working hard ever. But before we begin, this is the last Weeb Talk that I will be doing on this channel. I've got a new channel up that's dedicated to full Weeb Talks, raw Kevin Zhang talking to the camera. So all of my Weeb Talk content is going to be on that channel from now on. Check it out, subscribe so you don't miss a video. Ah, yes, and by the way, welcome to Weeb Talk. So to show you how I became disgusted with the idea of myself being lazy, I want to take it back to what it was like before I really got into working out and working hard for myself. I'll preface this by giving context on how people usually think. Whether you like it or not, people are constantly comparing themselves to you. And you are constantly comparing yourself to others. And as a guy, the one thing you're thinking about and what you're comparing is status. Like you may be a guy, you're walking around, you're minding your own business, but you are thinking, like you're looking at another dude and it's like, could I take him on in a fight? I think I could. Is my status above his? And when you go to meet that guy, shake his hand, that reflects in how you behave around them. I promise you everybody thinks this way, right? And there's no shame in it. It just happens. It's human nature. Now, back when I was this guy who wasn't working too hard, I always found myself in a position and comparing myself between two different types of people. People that I knew were better than me, who worked hard, trained hard, and did all this extraordinary things, you know, celebrities, Instagram models and the like. And then there's the people who I was comfortable saying, I'm better than these people. Mind you, these two types of people, the ones over here were the ones I admired and wanted to be like. The other people I would say I disliked. You could say hated, because the habits that they were doing were ones that I was like, oh, wow, you're lazy. You put things off to the last minute. Oh my goodness, you just eat junk food all the time. Look at you. You're such a loser. I never want to be like you. There's a third person that I should have been comparing myself to, and that kind of changed everything for me. And that was myself. In a bout of introspection and understanding who I was, you know, this was a very interesting time for me. I took a step back. I zoomed out. I took a look at the three people, the guys that I admired, the guys that I didn't like that much of, and then myself. And I realized that my own traits are a lot closer to the people I dislike rather than the people I admire. And I think the whole reason why I was projecting that hatred and disgust with these people that I so thought I was above was because it was just a reflection of myself in the attributes that I did not like about myself. Someone who was lazy, someone who did put stuff off until the last minute, somebody who didn't really work hard, wanted to just play games, watch anime all day. I put myself above these guys who I considered like neats, nerds, shut-ins, people who don't even touch grass. When in reality, when was the last time I touched grass? So the first step that kind of sparked all of this was realizing that I'm not as cool and hot as I thought I was, and I'm so much more closer to the people I hated rather than admired. Now, that's cool and all, but this isn't actually what helped me to get into that mindset where I'm disgusted with being lazy, right? It helped me to understand, man, I'm a little disgusted with myself, but that is not the goal, because you can hate, you know, the actions that you brought, but if you turn that into a fuel of hating yourself, we've gone in the wrong direction, right? There's another step here that needed to be taken so that I can hate the actions and not myself. See, you can think about it like Sukuna and Itadori. Sukuna F's stuff up in Shibuya. Itadori puts the blame on himself. He's the guy who lacked the control. He's the guy who saw this and let this happen because he was too weak and wasn't strong enough. In reality, as the audience member, you know that it was just Sukuna being a dick. Itadori couldn't do anything, but he still takes that blame upon himself. I think that's where most people are when they start trying to evaluate themselves. They put so much hatred on themselves. In reality, you are not a lazy person. You are a person who exhibits lazy actions. That terminology is very important because maybe you are a lazy person. In reality, someone would describe as a lazy person, but the language we use to describe ourselves is very powerful. So instead, you want to say that you do lazy actions. You separate yourself from the laziness. Another way of thinking about it, just like Sukuna Itadori, is creating two personas for yourself. One is you, productive you, and the second one is lazy you. Both of you exist, both of you are equally as real, but which one's going to win? So what I used to do was basically if I was procrastinating something or I didn't want to do something, I'd do a shadow clone jutsu, spawn my lazy self, now I'm productive self, and have a conversation. It's like, hey, I want to do this. I need to do this. I know I have to. Tell me why you don't, lazy Kevin. And he'll tell me all the reasons why he wants to be lazy, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm here like, okay, cool, but this, and this, and this. You separate yourself from the laziness, separating through action, separating through different persona. You will put that hate towards yourself to the actions and the clone jutsu self of lazy Kevin or whatever your name is. Now, once you've got that separated, you've now got this disgust for the laziness that is not you, it's the actions. You're disgusted with your lazy actions. Now comes the biggest but hardest part of this process. And if you do it successfully, it will become automatic, you being disgusted with being lazy and not doing much. But it's hard. It's a hard thing to do. Here's how it works. Whenever you set up a routine for yourself, and if your current routine is wake up, choke the chicken, watch anime, eat junk, go to bed, that's your routine. That's something you do every day and you're used to it. If someone were to ask you, hey, you gotta put in working out as a part of that routine, you're gonna feel pretty not good. You're gonna feel a sense of boredom. You're gonna feel a sense of disgust with the activities. Like, I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna run 5K today. That's stupid, that's dumb. Because now you've broken routine. A similar thing sort of happened to me and I didn't even realize it. I was going throughout my day, I was working on stuff. I went out to coffee shops to chill, went on a walk, normal stuff. It was a pretty busy day, but at the end of it, I felt pretty bad. I felt pretty horrible and I wasn't sure why. I wasn't really feeling exactly what was going on. I talked to my girlfriend about it. I told her, hey, I'm feeling really strange. I'm really weird. Something's off. I don't know what it is. And she asked me, well, did you work out today? I said, no, I didn't work out today. Huh. I think I should work out today. And the moment I finished my workout, everything felt normal again. The day was good. Even though it was right at the end of the day, like it was a last minute thing almost, it still made everything sort of complete. My point is, when you step out of any normal routine, whether that's a good routine or a bad routine, it will feel very strange, almost disgusting to even leave the familiar path, which is why in this step, and why it's the biggest and hardest, is because you've got to be doing this for long enough, working hard, working out, improving yourself, doing the work long enough to where it becomes a routine and you're actually doing it all the time and it's just a normal thing. So that the moment you don't do anything, you don't work hard on something, it just feels so strange, it feels disgusting, and it feels, it's visceral, and it becomes automatic now. You don't even have to think about it. This happened to me with YouTube. I didn't always make YouTube videos, but the moment I did, I got into the routine of scripting, filming more, making thumbnails, blah, 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 working on video ideas, that the days that I don't do that feel oh so weird. I got so used to the routine and it became such a normal part of my life that a week of not doing it was like, I feel a little incomplete. Now, it's not a bad thing to step away from the work once in a while. You are going to feel that sense of disgust, but now you've accepted that this is okay. I can take time off. I can take time to relax. So don't become obsessive, but this is going to help you stay on track when you are supposed to work. Now, practical advice for this, all you need to do is just stick to something for like 90 days. Do you even better. If you're starting out, try 6 weeks of just locking in and doing the thing every day, routinely. It doesn't have to be good. You don't have to do it well. You just have to do it. And you have to integrate it as part of your life. And if you can do that, then you will nail the step. For this third step to work at all, we gotta hijack your brain a little bit. Because some of you still don't understand how good hard work feels right now. Some of you are thinking, oh, hard work, that's gonna suck. I'm going to hate it. And the reason you do is because of the modern world right now. You are surrounded by instant dopamine when you can scroll endlessly in a bottomless pit of content. You can turn on the TV, play any episode of the millions of anime, and have maybe some form of entertainment. You can turn on your computer, your console, and play good video games with your homies, which all of that's great to enjoy. But the problem is that we've become too used to this instant gratification. By the click of a button, we can have some fun. Your brain is slowly rotting, and it's making you disgusted with hard work rather than disgusted with laziness. But if we were to take those away, you aren't able to, just with a flip of a button, entertain yourself for hours. Now you're stuck in a room, sitting, surrounded by whatever's in here. You're thinking, damn, I'm a little bored right now. What do you think you're gonna do? Like, imagine this. This is like an experiment I found out. They put these guys in a room with nothing. It's a boring ass room. They gave them nothing except this button that when you press the button, gives you an electric shock. Now, pain sucks. Nobody wants to feel pain. But in the absence of anything else, there's just these people and this button. Out of sheer boredom for just waiting for 10 minutes, almost all of them press the button. Even though it was painful. Some of them press it twice. So when you are given boredom, you are put in a vacuum of boredom. Pretty much anything that is not nothing is going to be an exciting experience for you. So trick number one is to be bored. Get rid of all of the things and give yourself only the opportunity to work. Your office, make it boring. Put your phone away. Turn off, put on some blockers for YouTube or Instagram. The second thing you do to make hard work feel amazing is to use dopamine actually to your advantage. What I suggest people do all the time is something called dopamine fasting. Some people, they like to scroll Instagram as they wake up in the morning. Play video games maybe first thing in the morning. Instead, save that for the evening and only do that when the work is done for the day. Once the work is done for the day, you've earned your rest, you've earned your shower, you've earned the freaking entertainment, and you can do it. And you have no worry now because you've done all the hard work already. You automatically now associate working hard with the reward that you get from working. Now, your instant dopamine is not so instant, and it's associated with this hard work you've done. This is something that's worked magic for me, helped me to be more productive throughout the day, and it's difficult. Sometimes I fall off. Sometimes I do open the phone to scroll a bit, but you can't be perfect. You don't expect it to be perfect. We're just expecting you to try your best. Mind you, don't be dumb with this. Like, don't spend your days working really hard, then choking the chicken for instant dopamine. If this is meant to be a positive thing, this is meant for you to give yourself the reward. Please do not smoke cigarettes and do drugs after you've done hard work. We don't want this like, oh, this absolute like freaking low and then this absolute high. That's not good for anybody. Keep it moderate, keep it normal, keep it freaking behave yourselves, basically. Now, this video, and even the title of this video, uses a lot of this sort of negative language, like becoming disgusted with laziness, like hating the self, hating the actions. That's not the goal here. I'm not trying to get you guys to hate yourself. In fact, I've got this video on my new channel that talks all about how to learn to respect yourself and love yourself, treat yourself with kindness, because I think most of us do struggle with that. So check it out, check out the new channel, and I'll see you guys in that video.